Hey, good morning, everyone. Happy New Year. Meteorologist Zach Batten for the Bell Park Weather Network. I know it's been a little bit since my last video, but I've just kind of been working on things, taking some time while the weather's been slow to kind of redo things. You see, we have kind of a new design here, so I've been working on that stuff, been working on some other stuff that we'll hope to show you here in the coming weeks. But overall, I'm excited to get back to it. It's still not a lot to talk about right now, but I'm going to show you a couple things that we are watching, and we may, be entering into a more exciting pattern, if you will, for the winter time. So let's go ahead and take a look first at your future radar as you head out the door this morning. If you have to be out the door, not some people probably do, but hopefully most of you don't really have to be outside this morning. So if you do, though, we're here for you. You see 6 a.m. this morning. Some snow around, the bulk of it passing through east central and southeast Ohio. Some scattered snow showers around the rest of the state. Temperatures are relatively chilly in the 30s, across pretty much the entire area. As we move through the day, here we are at noon. You still see some scattered snow showers, a mix of rain and snow for some areas. You can see we warm up a little bit as you go into southeast Ohio. With temperatures likely getting into the 40s in the afternoon. Northwest Ohio and northern Ohio likely hanging out in the 30s most of the day. Probably upper 30s will push 40, but for the most part, it's going to be a mostly cloudy and chilly day. You see as we continue on through the afternoon, we keep a chance for those snow showers. As the day goes on, the chance for snow showers will be less, especially across the northern half of the state. The southern half will be dealing with a mix of rain and snow showers through the day, but not expecting really any issues. And then as we go through the day, you see those snow showers continue. They do lighten up as we go through the day to just being very scattered. And then by the end of the day, and as we go into your Tuesday, Tuesday's looking much better, a little bit warmer, a little bit more sun. So overall, not too bad. And not really a bad way to start the new year either. So what I want to show you, and we're going to keep this between us here because we don't like, generating hype or anything. That's not what we're doing. I want to make very clear here that this is more of an indication as to the pattern we're beginning to head into. And by now, you've probably heard it mentioned several times. This is more about the pattern and not exactly what's going to happen, or it's still too far out to even begin to try to predict, anything specific. But it's just more of an indication of we're moving into a more favorable pattern for snow and for a little bit colder air. You've probably heard the term stratospheric warming over the past week or so. That's kind of something that helps weaken the polar vortex across the North Pole, which allows some of that colder air to make its way south. And where that colder air ends up is a little bit hard to determine, but it does allow it to move south. And right now, I'm not seeing too many signs of that, the really cold air making it here, but some of the colder air does work in, and as that does happen, it actually kind of coincides with a little bit more active pattern for storms. So where lately we've had rain, the chance for a snowstorm or two here, or at least some accumulating snow, it's a favorable pattern. So it's still not a guarantee. Everything still has to line up just right, but we are entering to a pattern where it's more likely. So what we're looking at here is one of the models that tends to go out a little bit further. And of course, the further out you go, the less accurate it usually is. But again, we're looking for patterns, not necessarily specifics. So what you're seeing here is the total snow through the first really week or so of January. So you can see a couple inches here and there. Nothing really to write home about. As we proceed through the weekend and kind of into next week, you see a good bit of snow show up there and really kind of a swath from southwest to northeast. And as we continue on through time, you see it just, slowly grows as we get a couple systems that have potential to dump snow. So we are watching that system kind of towards the end of the weekend. Again, way too early to even try to guess, and I can almost guarantee the totals you see here are not right. They're going to be way off, probably. Location, amounts, everything is probably going to be wrong. So again, we're just looking at a pattern. There are several of the models do show snow through this time frame. So that's kind of giving us an indication that the pattern is setting up in such a way where our chances for snow are increasing. So that's what we're watching. Again, not a sure thing. Everything still has to come together just right. But the chances are there that we may end up seeing a little bit more snow, through the first couple weeks of January. As most people have mentioned, it's kind of been something we've been watching for a while. We expect January to be colder than December was, and by all accounts, December was fairly warm. So January looks to be at least closer to normal. So, the first couple weeks of January look to kind of really set up that pattern, and then we'll see what manages to really come out of that. So with that, I thank you all for watching this morning. It is good to be back. I hope you all had a fantastic new year. We've got a lot of cool things coming in 2024, so we're excited to share some of that with you in the coming weeks. So as always, if you have any suggestions, questions, comments, concerns, whatever, leave them down in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe here on YouTube so you don't miss any future videos, anything like that. And as always, have a great day, everyone.